Barbara Bonds
Yeah.
has been a TV producer, an actress. She has worked with Hollywood for years. She's just the lady. She's got it going on. She's won an Emmy Award, a Peabody Award. But what I just fell in love with is how she kind of helps the introverts find their self and their confidence and their pizzazz get seen. And it's funny because she brought a free gift for you today called The Courage to Be Seen. And I'm like, how appropriate. Welcome to the Life by Design podcast. I'm your host, Kim Ward, a certified master life and business coach, NLP practitioner, and your guide to building a life and business that you absolutely love. Here, we're all about empowering family focused entrepreneurs to design a leveraged business that supports your dreams, your values, and most importantly, your family. Each episode, we'll dive into practical strategies, mindset shifts, and powerful insights to help you create unstoppable momentum and lasting success without sacrificing what matters most. Whether you're looking to grow your business or get unstuck or align your goals with your lifestyle, you're in the right place. So let's get intentional, let's get inspired, and let's design a life you love by design. Let's dive in. Do you love video? Do you hate video? This podcast episode is for you, and you're going to want to share this out. So, I am joined with a phenomenal business coach and video marketing extraordinaire, Barbara Bonds. What's up, girl?
How you doing? How you doing, Kim? Good to
I'm
see you.
actually much more lively on this podcast because we're not, I love like our life by design. It's all about health, wealth, and business. But you know me, I always come to life when it's business and marketing. And I'm like, oh, I can speak my language and be super comfortable right now. So Barbara Bonds
Yeah.
has been a TV producer, an actress. She has worked with Hollywood for years. She's just the lady. She's got it going on. She's won an Emmy Award, a Peabody Award. But what I just fell in love with is how she kind of helps the introverts find their self and their confidence and their pizzazz get seen. And it's funny because she brought a free gift for you today called The Courage to Be Seen. And I'm like, how appropriate. Once you get to know her, you're going to see how this totally aligns. So tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the meat and potatoes of video.
Okay. On some level, I have been in show business all my life. I was a professional dancer from the age of 8. And then slowly but surely, I ended up in Hollywood as an actress. And I was an actress for many years, but then I was like, I want to have more control of my life. And so I became, I had a degree in writing and communications and so I fell into writing, directing, and producing. And I loved it. And I have had a 30-year career of which I am retired. And yes, I've won an Emmy. I've been nominated for another one. I won a Peabody. That's all very true. So credibility wise, that's great. But the thing is, you know how when you get burnt out in something and it's no longer working for you, and you really know there's something else you're supposed to do? And so I was like in search of that thing. And so I got certified as a life coach. I got certified as a business coach. And then I decided to take all of that and the fact that I know how to help people find their it factor on camera, no matter what. Like, you may think you don't have it, but I have for 30 years helped people show up on camera in the best way they can. And I said, huh, what if I take that and then I take, the whole life coaching and business coaching and put it together and really kind of help the person who is afraid to show up? Like, what does that look like? And once they do show up, how do you really use the camera and video to really scale your business and really speak to that person who's out there looking for you?
But Barbara, I
Yeah.
just want to come online to the internet and make a ton of faceless videos and get stupid rich.
Oh my goodness. The era of the faceless video. First of all, are some people making money with faceless video? Absolutely. And if you're on Pinterest, you're absolutely making money with faceless video, with faceless posts. But here's
Yeah.
the thing is, being faceless is very difficult to really maximize because there is no connection there. People want to connect with people. We are in the people business,
Yep.
right? And so if it's really easy to put just stuff up there so that you're not seen. But if you're not seen, then you're not really heard. And you know what? Then you can't have impact.
That hurts,
Drop
but
the mic.
that's definitely a mic drop moment
Yeah, no, because it's like people want to connect with people.
for
That's
sure.
it.
Yeah. As
Oh,
much as we say we don't, we do.
I
Okay.
know. Yeah.
And I think you just answered this question, but why do I have to be on camera?
Because I need to get to know you and you need to come through camera. And it's not about performance. It's about connecting. It's about as if you were talking to your best friend. I'm going to talk to my best friend on camera and I'm going to tell them whatever it is I need to tell them. You have a message inside of you. You're here to help someone and they don't, you are the best kept secret because you're not willing to get on camera and just talk to someone. It doesn't have to be a big production.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think that stops people too.
Speaking of big production, so our listener right now, whether they're thinking, you know what, okay, I've been doing video, right? But when I hear what you just said, like even leaning in, you just leaned in when you're talking to me about the message that's inside of me. We've been overtrained in the online space, right? We've got endless content out there. So when you say the message in you and you're speaking to the one person, am I so completely frameworked that I'm now overthinking the processes that it takes for me to be on video? What do I have permission to do when I'm on camera?
Oh my God. Here's the thing that happened, right? Like people got overproduced, right? So people are like, well, I have to show up in a certain way. And because I'm going to show up in a certain way, then somehow I am going to sound robotic. It's a thing. It happens. People sound robotic. People who are following a script, like they're like, what? I have a teleprompter and I am following the teleprompter. We know you are because you sound like you're reading. And so the truth is, nowadays, maybe back in the day when video was first the thing, the online space, but nowadays people want to connect. Are you a human being? Are you someone I can go have coffee with? You were talking about leaning in. I lean in because I feel like I'm talking to you, like we're on a FaceTime call. Uh,
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
I want to talk directly to you and I want to show up as myself, whatever that looks like, whatever. And sometimes I have makeup on and sometimes I don't
Yeah.
because the message is more important than me. It's not about me, it's about you and what my message is that might make you get off the couch and do the thing that you've been wanting to do. That's what this is for. We're here to be of service, aren't you, Kim? Like this is what makes us tick. We wouldn't do this online thing if it wasn't about being of service.
That's right. Fulfillment, right? That's what it's all about.
Mhm.
So how do I now don't give away the goods because I want them to download your
Okay, yeah.
the courage to be seen, but how do I connect?
And if you do the courage to be seen, it will get you there closer. Um, it really is about knowing who you are. That is truly, and I talk about this. I believe day two we go into that because it's a 3 day thing. But it really is about making it about the other person, knowing yourself.
Mhm.
But really, here's the thing. The other day, I had to do a presentation for a new group, and I was so in my head about it, like going, "Oh my God, do I know enough about this subject?" That a lot, mind you, it's a subject I know a lot about. But I was so in my head that I visibly went, "Stop." And I was like, this isn't about you, Barb. This is about what they need and what they are expecting. So put your ego aside, because that's usually what it is. It's your ego coming in and going, you don't know enough. Oh my God, what's happening? It's so scary to be seen. So part of this is rewiring your neural pathways. So you go like, okay, I can show up, I can tell my message, and I can be here for you. And that's what it's all about. That's how you connect, because you really believe that that's what your mission is to connect and to bring forth whatever they need. Even
Love
if
that.
you're a quilter, it doesn't matter what thing you're doing. If you're a master quilter and you know there are people out there who are like, I don't even know where to begin, I've always
Yeah.
wanted a quilt, then it's not about you being a master quilter. It's about the message you're bringing to that person who wants the quilt.
Yeah, that's so good. Just taking that lens away from you and who are you focused on? What are their pain points? What are that you are robbing them of by not showing up?
You're robbing them of a blessing,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. So tell us a little bit about the courage to be seen.
Well, the courage to be seen, it's a playbook and it's videos. You get delivered 3 videos for 3 days in your inbox, and you have we talk about the subject, we talk about what your challenge is for the day, and we have challenges every day, and then I have you write about what came up for you when you were doing the challenge. And so then that way, you're using different senses to really get in touch with what actually that fear is for you to be seen. Can I tell you a little story?
Yeah.
So when I was, I think I was like 14. When I was 14, I lived in New York. I was born and raised in New York. Like I said, I had been on Broadway already. And I was kind of coming up, and there was a little bit of a buzz around me as an actress, because they had seen me in some plays and some things. And they were like, oh my God. So I had this really, really big audition for a pretty famous show. It came to become a pretty famous show. Um, but I was 14 years old and I had never auditioned before. I just knew how to perform and act and dance and this and that, but I had never auditioned. But they didn't know this. So they send me to the audition, and I get there, and I frankly became the best orator known to man. I read the script. I didn't act it, right? And they were like, you could visibly see like what is happening. I thought, because they had seen video of me, they had seen me on stage. They were like, what just happened? And
Oh,
like
punked.
I know, like they were being punked. But what happened for me in that moment is I crashed and burned, and I made a decision in that moment. Oh, it's safer for me to be behind the scenes than in front of the camera. And there went my career, and there went my life on some level. And so very recently, I've been like, okay, you know what? It's okay for you to be back in front of the camera, right? And it's safe and it's okay. Even if I mess up, it doesn't matter. I don't have to show up perfectly. I just have to show up. And so that was a really like pivotal moment for me. And I realized that so many people have that moment. It could be, just someone could have shamed them in a moment or something, or they tripped and people laughed, not even on camera, but they might have tripped when they were a kid and people laughed. And somewhere in them, they made a decision. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. That's not safe. And so part of what I aim to do is rewire that in your brain so that you go like, wait a second, it is safe to do this. And part of that is just getting started and, and like putting in the reps. And in the 3-day challenge, I do little exercises to get you over that hump.
I
Mhm.
do want to know though, if you're willing to share, like if we go back to that moment where you're reading the script, what was the fear for you?
Well, no, the fear in the moment was not a fear because I didn't know what happened. The fear was afterwards when they were like, when I got feedback with like, she's not very good, she doesn't know what she's doing, this and that. And mind you, this was coming from, there was some buzz. I was like, which also was like, wow. And then, so I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't talented. All those things were said. It was feedback for me.
Yeah.
And so when I got that feedback, I made a decision in my brain. I was like, oh, it's not safe, right? So I'm not going to be in front of the camera. I am not going to put myself out there for this. And
Wow.
and that might be a big moment, right? And I was an actress, but little moments like that happen all the time in
For
our
sure.
lives. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I remember holding my selfie stick, and when you come to my property in June, we're going to, we've got like this natural bridge with the natural waterfall. So the rocks get very slippery. And I'm holding my selfie stick and I'm recording this video for YouTube. And I slipped and girl, I went down. It was
Mhm.
like, it was ugly. And instead of like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I do. And I turned it into a blooper video and I put it on YouTube and I'm like, have at it, go ahead. Because I've had so many of those moments where instead of internally criticizing, it's like, I don't give a flipping what you think of me. I'm going to show up and be me. So I want to know for you, after that, since being on camera, have you had any of those moments where you were reconfirmed of like the judgment, the fear, the any moments that are like, oh, but you still get
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. Well, first, I want to address the fact that this is what makes you amazing because you are so authentic and transparent. Like truly, that's why people love you, is because you show up fully 100% in all the phases of
No,
Kim.
thank you.
And no, it's true. And that's, you are a great person to study. So if you're interested, study Kim
Good
because
luck.
the way that she shows, no, it's the way that you show up, the way you teach, the way it doesn't matter. And I love how you use any incident that happens in your life. If you're not on her email list, you should be, because anything that happens in her life ends up in her email. And
You
it's
know
like,
it.
what, it's like a
A
sitcom.
modern day soap opera.
Totally. So, okay, so here's what happened as now an adult. What I realized is where I fell into procrastination and perfectionism.
Mm.
And so if it wasn't perfect, I would procrastinate and I wouldn't do it. And so for many years, I just spun and didn't do what I wanted to really do because I was like, well, if it's not perfect, I'm going to show up and that moment can happen again where people will be like, you don't know what you're doing. You're a fraud. You're all those reasons why we think that. I am the first person who will admit that I had all those fears, getting back into the space of helping other people. Because I had that voice in my head. It's like, oh, they're going to find out. I don't really know what I'm doing. And which is that moment from back then.
Yeah,
I made a decision. So it was the story I was telling myself. So it's truly is about how do we change the story so that
yeah,
we can show up for ourselves. And I've done it time and time again. Here's the other thing I used to do, and I used to get called on it all the time, was I was very performative. Hi, and well, hey, how you doing? I'm Barbara Bonds. And while I'm a excited person, I have high energy, but who was that? Like, I mean, high energy is one thing, but this thing, when I would show up like this, I was like, and I would watch myself and going, who
what do we have for her, Johnny?
exactly? Tell us.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
all of you, man. So, I don't think we ever get over it, but
right.
how do we get through it?
Well, that's the thing is the thing is that's why I call it the courage to be seen, because
Mm,
the way we get through it is by doing.
that's
I
it.
mean, there's no way around it. And there are some tricks that I like to help people with to get on camera. I have people do a power pose
Mm,
before they're going to get on camera. I'll have them play their like, if they were going on stage, their walk-up music, their hype music before they get on. And one of the things, and yes, exactly, your hype music so that you're like, yes. Another thing is you're really creating what I like to call a super alter ego for yourself. And Beyonce is Beyonce, right? But she is very shy and introverted. But when she goes on stage, she is her super alter ego, which is Sasha Fierce. So Sasha Fierce can show up and perform. And then the second she's off stage again, she's Beyonce again. And she is that, she gets to be that shy person that she really is, and the introvert. And I actually think introverts make the best people on camera because introverts know how to show up, how to connect, and how to really talk to someone, and then they can go away. I
Are
mean,
you an introvert?
yeah, I'm an extroverted introvert, which I know. So are you.
Yeah, no, people don't believe me when I tell them I'm an introvert. They're like, there's no way you're an, I'm like, let me tell you what, the batteries get charged, I shut down, I'm a recluse. I'm
Yeah.
an introvert.
I do alone better than most people,
Yeah,
right? Because I'll give, I'll give, I'll give, and then see ya. I'm gonna go and retreat
yeah,
because I need that to also to recharge my battery. So, like everyone is shocked when I tell them that I'm an introvert, but I was like, yeah, I can be truly extroverted, but when I'm done, I really do need to retreat.
yeah, I get it. I get it. Very serious question for you.
Yes,
Are you jumping out of a plane with us in June?
absolutely. Absolutely. I wasn't going to because I had told my daughter I would do it with her. But you know what? I don't, she's on her trek. I think she's going to Greece, so she'll be in Greece when we're doing that. And I'm not gonna miss that moment. I can just do it again with
Oh
her.
my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so someone's watching right now and they're like, I dig this chick. I like her. She's fun. Maybe you're an introvert, maybe
Mhm.
you're not. Where do they come and study you? Where do we find you?
Well, right now you can find for right now you could go to my Instagram and go to iambarbarbonds.com
Love it.
because I am currently rebuilding so many things. And I'll tell you why I'm rebuilding everything because I tore it all down. Because
So profound. I love it.
I tore it all down. Here's the deal.
Burn the bridges, burn the boat.
Exactly, burn the bridges. Much like
Boom.
an introvert, sometimes you have to hibernate
Yeah,
in
yeah.
order to for your rebirth, right? In that time, I got very unhealthy, and I saw that I needed to take care of myself for a while. And so, and in the interim, it's been 2 years now, that I've been on this journey. And I have lost 70 pounds and really have gotten myself very healthy, have become kind of a digital adventurer. I'm traveling. I don't sit in one place very long, and I love it. And so I'm rebranding it all with that in mind. And so soon barberbonds.com will be out and you can follow all the things there. And that will include, I'm creating a membership for people so that they can to help them with rewiring their brain and how to build content, at the same time, so you can really grow your message and put it out there. It's not only about the stories you tell yourself, but what stories are you telling others so that they can connect with you. So, but for now, find me on Instagram and then this freebie. And if you join in on my freebie, you'll be on my mailing list and it will tell you when all the launches are happening because I'm about to really get that launched.
It's so inspiring because, the same fear that people have to be seen and to be on video as much as they want it, that takes balls to rip down everything. And it's like, you know what? We are starting not fresh, not over, but with this, you called it earlier, a rebirth. And it's just beautiful that you lead by example. It's very, very inspirational. So, we have a fantastic company, and Barbara has coached so many of our clients to that confidence and that skill and the desire, like just to find that passion and that pizzazz in you that maybe was dormant. She's very, very, very good at this. So definitely grab that freebie. I'm going to download it as well. So thank you for the link. I'm following you on Instagram already, but I am Barbara Bonds. We'll put that link here as well. One last final word of wisdom or any kind of snarky joke. What have you got for
Here's the thing. Be seen, be heard, be impactful. It's really, really important, and get out of your own way, because the truth is you could be the world's biggest secret and nobody will find you and you'll still be where you are. But sometimes it takes you dipping your toe in the water to know, oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
And you can really dive in. I just think the world needs your message. You are like nobody else. You are uniquely you. And while Kim and I might, let's say Kim and I were talking about the same exact message, different people are going to hear it differently, because there are people who will resonate with Kim that might not resonate with me, and vice versa. So there's somebody out there right now needing you to speak directly to them.
Oh, that hurts and it's so good at the same time. I love you. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out. We're going to definitely have to do this again, but you've got to get to dinner. So thank you for taking this time and for sharing this valuable, priceless resource with us. Because really, truly, there's no one better to learn from than the queen herself. So much love.
And
Have a
love.
great dinner, and I will see
Thank
you
you.
in June. So, friends, stalk this woman in a healthy way.
In a good way.
You
Yes.
were made for more. You really were. And Barbara's going to help bring that out of you. And hey, before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. And as always, friends don't let friends grow and develop alone. So share this episode with someone you love and care about. We'll see you in the next episode.